Hey y'all, how are you doing? I'm great. Thank you so much for asking. It's me, Kim, and I'm back for another video. We are going to talk about some nonsense, just some complete and utter fuckery. I am trying to get back into the mode of recording videos. And for some reason, because I haven't sat down and recorded a video in so long, like I have some anxiety about it. So I decided to just let's do this little live video where it's just me and y'all. And we're going to talk about some foolishness, and we can talk about some life updates and some channel updates. And then hopefully I will get the momentum to get back into doing my sit down and recorded videos. So first of all, how have you guys been? It's been a minute since I've just been me, just like here by myself on here. Yeah. Okay. So one, I don't know if you know, but YouTube announced their first YouTube Black Creator Fund winners. And the For Harriet channel, we were selected as one of those recipients. So we're going to be partnering with YouTube to create some content this year. The money ain't came to me yet, so we don't have no updates. So so when the money gets here, we'll check on that. I'll have my assistant check on that. But yeah, I'm really excited. I love to make videos. I am not a creator who experiences I don't like to do this anymore, or I'm burnt out. No, I love to make videos and I love to make content. And whenever I have these little lulls, sometimes it's okay, I need a little rest, but sometimes I'm I just want to make the best thing, and the perfectionist side of me is I want the next video that I make to be the best video I've ever made. And that makes me procrastinate. So I'm really excited. Super, shout out to YouTube. Appreciate y'all so much. This is new merch. It's Black Women Aren't Here to Save You. New merch up at shopforharriet.com. What else? Okay, so when I'm not on here, I am on Patreon making stuff. I did a long podcast last week about the coup, the insurrection, the whatever happened on January 6th. Took a long time to really go deep into my thoughts about that. So that's over on Patreon, and it's also up for the members. I'm going to record part 2 of that podcast today and get that up. It's 2021. We're still in a pandemic. Shit is still bad. But I feel really good and grateful, and the sun is shining, and my hair is growing, hair is healthy. Stiff wear. So I'm here. But you know why we're here? We're here to talk about some foolishness. So a couple days ago, I guess we'll talk about Clubhouse since y'all want to talk about Clubhouse. Okay, so I'm going to get through what I want to talk about, and then at the end we can get to what y'all want to talk about. So a couple of days ago, I saw a lot of people tweeting about this performer named Leigh. I guess you pronounce her name Leigh, and I was like, I don't know who that is. I remember her from what was that? Kiki, do you love me? That challenge. I remember her video, and she kind of came up off of that, but apparently she makes music. Okay. But she got into some shit because she created a song called Yellowbone. Now this is going to be an interactive experience. So let me get myself together here. Okay. Let's share screen so we can listen to the song. Chrome tab. What is it? Dani Leigh. Oh, there it is. Let's share and share the audio. Okay, we're going to play this. Can y'all hear it? Why can I not hear it? Is there a reason why y'all can hear it and I can't hear it? Oh, y'all can't hear it, and I can't hear it. Okay, well, anyways, it doesn't matter. The song is shitty. I don't know what happened. I don't know why it's not working. Oh, this is supposed to be oh, there it goes. You don't miss tight grip, wipe this real bitch, don't switch, don't real bitch, don't switch, no, don't real bitch, won't switch, no, don't switch. Yellow bonus, what he wants, what he wants. Yellow bonus, what he wants, what he wants, what he wants. Para Miguel se lo van, para Miguel para el fan. Yellow, what he wants, what he wants. Yellow bonus, what he wants, what he wants, what he wants. Para Miguel se lo van, Okay, first of all, that sounds like shit. And I love shitty music, but it sounds really bad. But anyways, in case you couldn't hear the lyrics, she is singing Yellow Bone, that's what he wants. And then somebody called her out on it, and she wrote under that. Oh, okay. So then we have DaBaby, who is her dark-skinned boyfriend, putting up yellow circles, endorsing this shit. Okay. Then people were like, what the fuck are you doing? And she responded under that post, why I can't make a song for my light-skinned baddies? Why y'all think I'm hating on other colors when there are millions of songs speaking on all types? Why y'all so sensitive and take it personal? Goddamn. All right, Dani. So that's that. So here's the thing. What? First of all, I assume most celebrities are stupid. That's just me. I feel like if you are exceptionally attractive, like really, really beautiful, and you've been told you're beautiful your whole life, that you don't have a lot of incentive to develop like intellectual capacities or a good personality and whatever. Like, I know that sounds bad and bitter, but like, whatever, it's true. Like, it's fucking true. Okay. Like, that's why we are so surprised when a beautiful person is really smart or like charismatic and it's really aware. Dani is vapid. And that was some next level bird shit. And people meaning me, were asking, why is a non-Black person even talking about Yellowbone? Why? It doesn't make sense. And now, because she got called out on being a non-Black person, talking about Yellowbone, that's what he wants. Now she's trying to say she's Black. She is not. That is not a Black person. And you know how I know she's not Black? Because light-skinned people who are socialized into Blackness know that you can't just be out here making a song about Yellowbone, that's what he wants. Or, because some people do that, if you do it, you understand where the backlash comes from. But she didn't recognize why people were responding that way because she's not Black. And the only Black people she has intimate relationships with are Black men. And Black men don't have no racial consciousness. And they endorse that kind of fuckery. Okay. Like, that's really, really it. And then, of course, she got dragged. And so she went on, a tweet rant. Let's... Her parents are not Black. I doubt that she has any Black people in her family. But let's go on her tweets. Congratulations. Y'all got another thing to say about me. When you hate, it's all good. Only God can cancel me. That shit don't mean shit to me because the people around me are the ones that know my heart and intention in real life. I'm sorry if I offended you. Now, why even put the fake I'm sorry at the end if you talk about only God can cancel you? For what? See, this is why people are stupid. And then she went on, y'all don't know me. I'ma keep letting God blessing me while y'all sit back and judge me, sit behind y'all little phones to type shit about another woman. Y'all all haters, done talking, about to post how fine I looked yesterday. Here's the thing. You don't have no Black friends, Dani? You don't have no Black women friends? It's not only do you not have any Black women friends, but are you not even paying attention to the kinds of conversations that Black women are having online? And this is the thing about letting Black men be gatekeepers into Black culture, okay? Because that opens the door for people like Dani, who do not actually have intimate relationships with Black people beyond the people who want to fuck her, to come in and saying that shit. For what? It doesn't it doesn't make sense to me. But also, Dani talking about y'all can't cancel me, sis, honey. You have to be somebody for us to rally to cancel you. We're just calling you out like we don't know you. Like I don't know you. Who are you? Okay. And so there is this conversation about colorism and desirability politics that's all up, like inadvertently, in that Yellow Bone, That's What He Wants song. And we know that that places light-skinned women atop the beauty hierarchy, and that makes them desirable partners for rich men like DaBaby. When it's so fucking, DaBaby, you know how there is that time when we were all like, ooh, that's not DaBaby, that's my baby. No, he's for the streets. Okay, like y'all can have him, she can keep him because he's ignorant. Putting up like the yellow circles, and like how DaBaby treated his like baby mama, like Mimi. I have some problems with that, but it's whatever. So red flag. And Dani Leigh doesn't know any of this stuff. She doesn't know any of this context. She doesn't know why she's getting this feedback, because she's not Black. And that's why people need to stay out of Black people's business. Stay out of Black people's business, right? She absolutely deserves scorn. But again, equally responsible are the Black men around her who not only don't check her when she fucks up, but like enable it, right? Because like I've said in another video on here, the colorism that is perpetuated against dark-skinned Black women helps Black men. Like they exploit that shit. Like they like that shit, right? And it doesn't matter if somebody like DaBaby has dark-skinned daughters, right? Because he is looking for social access, right? He is looking to have his light-skinned Dominican woman prize. Like that gives him greater social standing. All right, y'all can go back. And also something, y'all know I did a little bit, I was doing a little bit too much research. So I did a little bit too much research on this foolishness. So I went back and listened to an interview that she did with the Breakfast Club. And she talked about how she was discovered, right? So she is a singer, a performer, and she was a dancer originally. And she is a good dancer. I'll give her that, okay? But she said that Prince discovered her when she was 18, and he called her up one day and asked her to direct one of his videos. And in the interview, it's on the Breakfast Club channel, which y'all don't have to support the Breakfast Club if you don't want to. I get it. But they were like, how did he find you? And she was like, I don't know. And it's like, R.I.P. Prince. But Prince was a notorious colorist, okay? Notorious. Like, shout out to how he helped Janelle Monáe and some other women. But like when it was time to fuck, like Prince was notoriously colorist. So it's like based on what? Y'all know he had a type. And Dani Leigh, like I did go back and try to listen to some songs. Like, how do we know this woman? Like, who is she? And she does have a couple, cute songs for the time. Like just songs that you put on the Spotify playlist or whatever. But the music is not good, and she's not a good singer. And obviously, this is another case where a light skin kind of ambiguous, and not even light skin, right? Because light skin kind of denotes like Blackness, right? But like a racially ambiguous woman gets a whole bunch of chances to make music because people want to fuck her, because she has the desirable aesthetic, right? Contemporarily, but also historically, we've always loved, a non-singing, racially ambiguous dancer a la Paula Abdul. Though Paula Abdul had hits, I'm not gonna play Paula like that, right? Because opposites attract. That's my jam. Rush, also my jam. But right? Paula shouldn't have been out here singing. What did Whitney Houston say? She recorded, the songs are recorded off key. That's what Whitney Houston said. Anyways, this conversation about Dani Leigh is so interesting because at the same time we were having this conversation about her where she's celebrating and glorifying colorism, there was a clip that went viral from some show. I didn't watch whatever show it was, but some show with Rick Ross and women singing. Anyways, let's watch that clip because that's another clip that really is about colorism in the music industry. Okay. Is this gonna be it? Let's share with the audio. Okay.
Just Ricky, you got me for the whole night. Baby, we gon' get it right. Oh yeah, I don't like no bitch. Can fuck me in the sleep with. Oh no, you think I'm with a boss. No worries at all. I can give you everything you need.
Your future bright, shorty, your future bright.
The music is like smartest move of my life.
I knew the song Boss Vibes that I did was going to get Ross's attention because I went to his past and I redid something and I put my own little twist to it and he liked it. My whole goal of this whole competition is to be the first lady of MMG. That's what I want. I can look this good and I can get a lot of attention, but I use my valedictorian mind skills and I make sure I take care of my business. Me and another person had the same beat.
I'm really curious who has the other beat if she has the same beat. Oh, Kaya.
So y'all be able to hear the difference in R&B and hip hop.
Shots fired.
Kaya and I, we had the same beat. I wasn't trying to be mean or catty or anything. I just had to put it out there because I had to save myself.
Kaya, you better deliver, Kaya. I believe in you, Kaya.
Yo. That wasn't the best platform for your voice.
Nope.
You have a unique voice. And Britt did sound better than yours.
They like mine.
Excuse me? Come on. Now that's a joke. Come on. So anyways, I don't know if that clip circulated in response to Dani Leigh, but like we're always talking about colorism and it's just so interesting that these things are happening at the same time. It's really obvious what exactly was going on there. One, it is colorism, but also I think Rick Ross has said before that he only wanted to sign people who he could have sex with. Like, I'm pretty sure he explicitly said that. And then we have The Dream in there, and you know The Dream is colorist. Like, The Dream has a long history of just putting attractive people on. Like, The Dream recorded a song with Kim Kardashian because he thought Kim Kardashian was fine. Have y'all heard that song? I have. Look it up, right? Like, or what was that group? I like the group, but what was it? Electric Red, right? Where it was all like light-skinned girls like in a group. Now they could sing, but like The Dream, a notorious colorist, right? And so like, again, we're tying it back to the fact that because Black men who not only participate in colorism, but exploit colorism directed toward Black women, they have so much power in these industries. They are marginalizing women who have legit talent and propping up these, light-skinned baddies, right? But let me just tell you, Brittany is savvy, okay? And this is how you know Brittany Black, okay? Or maybe she's biracial, because she reposted this clip and she, on her Instagram said, "That's me in the orange hair. I'm happy this video is making its rounds. And I want to say that colorism definitely plays a role in lighter skinned women like myself having more access in the industry. Kaya is extremely talented and I wish darker women were seen more." Now, I don't know. Look, I want to say that was all Brittany. And I appreciate it if that was all her. But even if it wasn't all her, she's getting the right counsel. She's getting the right direction and guidance, because that's exactly what you were supposed to say, Brittany. And I'm proud of you, okay? Because it would have been so easy to fuck that up. But yeah, so yeah, so that was, yes, somebody said, "Oh, wow, I'm amazed she came out and said that." Yes, that is on her Instagram, okay? And that's the thing. People who are paying attention to what Black women are talking about online understand that there are things that you have to say about colorism, okay? And that was her. Okay, so back to what we are actually supposed to be talking about here. Yes, acknowledge it. Oh, Dani Leigh. Back to Dani Leigh. That's true. Okay, so she is Dominican. I am not equipped as a Black American person to discuss the relationship between Dominicans and their embrace of Blackness or rejection of Blackness. I'm from the South. We don't really have those kinds of racial dynamics, but I do know from what I've heard and seen that they're running from it. And then after she came out, when she got dragged and tried to say, fuck y'all, I'm Black. And then people posted her 23andMe results. So let's see. Where is that? Let's see. Is this it? Share. Yep. This is her. Portugal, 27%, Spain, 19%, Cameroon, Congo, Southern Bantu peoples, 12%, Italy, 6%, Mali, 5%, Benin, Togo, 4%. Okay, that's not a Black person. That's not a Black person. And y'all know my boundaries of Blackness are very expansive. I am not like a strict gatekeeper type of person. I understand why y'all are, but that's not the way that I approach it. That's not a Black person. Okay, so this is yet another example of somebody who is very clearly not Black and who has made it clear that she is not Black, all of a sudden wanting to come on board as a Black person because she recognized that there are opportunities associated with being Black. And we're just not going to be doing that. We're just not going to be doing that, right? Somebody said, damn, I was not expecting this level of receipts. Kimberly does research on the important stuff and on the frivolous fuck shit. That's Kimberly. She loves to go deep. Okay. Okay, moving on. So, okay, I've said before that I've resisted some of the gatekeeping stuff, but I will say that I'm just about on y'all's side. I do think that there is a tension between the way a lot of academics and scholars talk about race, right? How there is a scientific understanding that race is not biological, meaning it is not in our genomes, but race is about how you show up in the world, right? So that's like the social part of it. That's the cultural part of it. That's the political part of it. And I'm okay because I understand that like Blackness is so vast. I'm actually okay with people realizing, like actual Black people, not fake Black people like Dani Leigh, realizing like, oh, okay, I'm Afro-Latino or I'm Black or whatever, but there does need to be a probation period, okay? So if you realize that you're Black on Monday, you can't say the N-word on Tuesday. Like, I think these are just my rules, okay? If you realize that you're Black on Monday, you cannot monetize your relationship to Blackness on Wednesday, okay? There needs to be like a 18 to like 24-month waiting period, okay? Because what we are having, and I think where a lot of the resentment comes from, and I even feel this resentment is, there's been no time in my life where I could ever not be Black, okay? So little baby Kimberly, Black. Teenage Kimberly, Black. 25-year-old Kimberly, almost 32-year-old Kimberly, Black. Undeniably, I have to suffer or experience, I shouldn't say suffer, experience the social consequences of Blackness, also the health consequences of Blackness, right? And so when people like an Evelyn Lozada or a Fat Joe, right, turn up one day and say, I'm Black today, there is going to be a lot of pushback because it feels like you understand how our conversations about Blackness and identity and the kind of opportunism that so many light-skinned people or Latinx people that they're tapping into. And y'all see us waving the I'm Black and I'm proud flag, and y'all see us coming together, right? And celebrating each other and embracing each other. And y'all say, oh, that's the hot shit. I want to be in on the hot shit. That's exactly what Dani Leigh did. That's exactly what she did to a T. So no, she cannot sit with us. And honestly, the baby can't sit with us either. Any of the Black men who worked on that can't sit with us. honestly, like how these Black male hip hop artists can't sit with us, right? Because you're fucking up our shit. Okay, don't do that. And so I, at some point last year or maybe the year before, it must have been the year before, I sat down with two Afro Latinas to have a conversation about this. And I thought, let's share the conversation. Here it is. If you want to watch it, it's called Everybody Want to Be Black Now, an honest conversation on an Afro-Latinx identity. Let's watch together a little clip. I think I felt resentful because it feels like I am resentful of people who can jump into Blackness whenever they want to, opt in, and then maybe when they don't want to anymore can opt out. And I just want to know if that resentment is valid.
I would say that it is valid. And I also want to highlight the fact that that's not just valid amongst someone that identifies as Black American.
Okay.
As someone that identifies as Black from a Latin American, descendancy, we too feel that same thing.
Great.
Right? I think in terms of even when you talk about Afro-Latinx identity, amongst us as a people, we've in the last couple of years have been like, oh, people are now coming to the forefront because they see a commercial or a financial opportunity to push this identity forward versus people that have constantly lived this experience, both, in people's respective countries and in the United States. So it's valid, and it's not just something signature to the Black American experience. Black Latinxes feel the same.
Okay, great.
Yeah, no, I'm co-signing everything Janelle says. I mean, within the Afro-Latinx community, we literally are having these same debates about who gets to jump in, who gets to say, I have a Black great-grandmother 4 generations ago. But, I'm a little, I guess, resentful too of the fact that reality TV is the way that this conversation has come to the mainstream because, we obviously have the most, I don't know, I think that.
Okay, let's stop it. So that was Janelle and Natasha. I went to college with Natasha. That's what Black Latinas look like. You know what I'm saying? Right? So it's like, right? Like, those are Black people. Okay. So when somebody like an Evelyn or somebody like a Dani Leigh comes up and they're like, oh, I'm Black, it's like, but we have eyes though, right? And it's like, but those are Black Latinas right there. And you're marginalizing the actual Black people in your own country. And now you want to be in the United States and be Black. Like, help me out. It doesn't make sense to me. It does not make sense to me. I need to calm down because I'm about to sweat out my press. So I'm going to have to lower the temperature on this. All right. Let's move on to next. Also, by the way, go ahead and watch that video. I love Janelle, love Natasha. And I follow Afro Latinas, like actual Black Latinas on Twitter, who have talked about how this kind of racial opportunism, blackfishing or whatever, is not just something that happens in the United States. It happens all across Latin America. People suddenly find their Blackness when they can exploit it for economic gain or political gain. So let us go to a really interesting thread that I saw from somebody I follow. Her name is, on Twitter, her name is Jamila Aisha. Where is it? Did I not find it? Okay, wait. Let me add it in here. Okay, let me share the screen now. Okay, so she says, this is exactly what I'm talking about. There are prominent non-Black Latin Americans who have been claiming Black identity in the last decade so that they can take advantage of all the development money and programs being allocated to Afro-descendientes. As a diaspora, I desperately hope we can finally get past that tired ass, wow, there are Black people in Latin America convo, so we can really have a discussion about the exploitation and discrimination our communities are facing. Let's do this. Okay, so basically what she's responding to, this is funny. This is a funny meme, right? So she said, can we talk about how many non-Black Latin Americas found their roots after the UN dedicated 2015 through 2024 as the International Decade for People of African Descent? It's not just the Dani Leighs of the world. The political and NGO grift is very real. And basically somebody else replied to her, in Brazil, there is a concerted effort, an intentional effort to get Black politicians. And so now in Brazil, and you know, Brazil has real racial issues, okay, of a different variety, but just as deep as the racial issues in the United States. So there are people who before in Brazil were like, no, I'm not Black. And now all of a sudden, now that there are these carve outs intentionally for Black Brazilians, now all of a sudden they're saying Black so that they can amass and accrue some political power. Like this kind of opportunism is happening all over the globe. I thought that was super, super interesting. But I also should note, as we wrap it up on the Dani Leigh front, she did apologize, so we can listen to her apology. Okay, let's listen.
Hey guys, it's Dani Leigh, and I just wanted to address what's going on with me right now. I think it's super important because I definitely feel misunderstood. Like, I feel like my song, Yellow Bone Is What He Want, got the world baffled into thinking I said that's what the world wants. Like, no, like I just speaking on my man, that's what he wants, that's what he has. Like when I make music, I'm in the studio vibing, turning up, happy as fuck. Like I'm just making music. It was cool, like it was just to turn me up real quick. That's how I make music. Like it wasn't really meant to be something that people took so deeply. And I understand like colorism is a real thing, and I guess you could say I wasn't as knowledgeable in that topic, but I wasn't thinking so deeply into it when I was making the song. And it's like, also, I see a lot of brown skin women making music about their skin types. And it's like, why can't I? Like, you see me, I'm light skinned. I consider myself a yellow bone. That's my definition of it. That's just how I felt at the time. It wasn't even a song I released. I just made a trailer. I was wearing all yellow. I had yellow hair. I was like, oh, it's cute. Let me make a trailer real quick. I didn't think it was going to blow over like that at all. And then to call me a colorist, to call me a racist is like, yo, how? I'm dating a whole chocolate man. I have beautiful melanin.
Oh, I've never
friends.
seen
Like,
this.
it's like, y'all really took it there when it's like, nah, like, let's... It's not about that. That's not where I was coming from. I don't see my skin as a privilege. I never looked at myself as better than anybody, more superior. It wasn't even about that. It was just me making a cocky ass song. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I offended you guys. Like, it was not my intention at all. And, you know, yeah, I know you guys don't know me. That's why I felt like it was important to get on here and speak. So at least you can feel me and hear my voice. Speak on it, because I was going to write something up, but I was like, nah, let me just speak on it so y'all can feel me. So, yes, I'm sorry, and hopefully that's something we can get past. I hope everybody has a great Sunday, and yeah.
Oh, I did not watch that clip before I played it. I thought she was going to apologize. She did not. That was not an apology. Oh, that was horrible. Oh my God. Oh, she's gone. Oh, she's out of here. She's out of here. Oh, no. So first of all, you're not light-skinned. You're white. I mean, not white, but you're not Black, right? Right? She's not white, but she's not Black. Okay. Also, oh my God, where are the PR people? We don't have PR teams no more. We don't have publicists. Also, the idea of, again, let me calm down before my edges sweat out. The idea of I can't be colorist because I'm dating a chocolate man. Excuse me? That's what I say. These people are vapid. They're stupid. They don't know nothing. Oh my God. Honestly, abolish celebrity. Honestly, we've got to get rid of it because this is actually a scourge. Okay, this is actually horrible for the world. Her skin complexion, light skin, that's not what yellow bone. Yellow bone is for Black people. Black people use the term yellow. Like it's not about, are you a light-skinned Latina? That's what I'm trying to say. Wow, that was bad, you guys. Oh, we just discovered how horrible and stupid she is together. I mean, I'm trying to be nicer, but that was stupid though, right? That was stupid. Anyways, that's the end of that. Wow. So anyways, what other foolishness did I want to talk about? What other stuff is on my docket today? Oh, okay. I do have something else that we could talk about. I do, actually. Okay, so that's going to wrap up that. The next thing I'm going to say, somebody sent me this clip. Let's watch this clip from the Roommates podcast, and it was just posted today. I appreciate when y'all DM me things that y'all think are problematic. Okay. All right, we're going to watch this together. Dating challenges of successful men.
The ability to now tolerate it is pretty much non-existent. You just can't, you don't even want to be bothered with it. And so now to the outside looking in, we're being too picky. We're being unreasonable.
Oh, judgmental.
They throwing that
word to me, boy.
You know, and it's like, no, we just know what you don't know yet. And if you would do your work, you would now start to see this very clearly. And also, let me add this, you know, once you get to a higher level, the stakes are higher. We cannot align ourselves with just any old woman. You see what I'm saying? So there's going to be more.
Can you repeat that?
Once you reach a higher level, we cannot align ourselves with any old woman. It can't just be, oh, she looks good and she talks nice. There's got to be more there. Does she even support our purpose? Can she even embrace our purpose? Because she might have something going on in her life and she don't know how to get in alignment with us. That's going to be a deal breaker. You know what I'm saying? Because we can't afford to have someone who's going to distract us and destroy us. You know what I'm saying? A lot of dudes, and I have to mention this because there's a lot of athletes. I'll see athletes talk about, I don't know his name, but there was this one athlete talking about how, you know, the woman has to have her own business, her own money. And I'm like, nah, bro, you're talking that nonsense because, and no disrespect by calling it nonsense, but I do view it that way, is because you've probably been played by women. All right.
Oh my God. The black man, the cis het black men never fail to disappoint. Okay. So here's the thing. Somebody DM'd this to me. I appreciate y'all. I like when y'all DM me problematic shit and said, you should deconstruct this and destroy this or invite him on so you can tell him off. And I said, you know what? He's entitled to feel that way. He's entitled to feel that way. I think I'm approaching this stuff in a completely different manner because I am happy with where I am sexually and romantically. And I understand people want what they want. Men want what they want. I want what I want. And the stuff that I say I want out of a partner, a sexual partner or a romantic partner, sometimes it's problematic. Sometimes it's classist. Sometimes it's elitist. I'm not trying to date no super religious man. Okay. If you go to church every Sunday, I can't be with you. Right. It's a no for me. I know what I need. And I know that I'm not settling for less than what I need in a partnership. And I recognize that there is no amount of scolding or shaming or you're trash. There's no amount of that is going to change people when they say, this is what I desire in my romantic partnership. And I went back and watched that entire podcast. And I thought, wow, these men certainly think very highly of themselves. Stefan, who was the man who was speaking, considers himself to be a, quote, high value man. I think they all consider themselves to be high value men. Great, congratulations. Would I consider them to be high value men? Okay, our definitions are different, right? Because I have very specific criteria, and I prefer a certain kind of man. I prefer a certain kind of education. Kimberly is busy. Kimberly is focused. I'm not going to be spending a single second arguing with no man about whether or not I work too much or gender roles. That's not for me. So you can't be high value to me if we gonna spend any time arguing about who gonna pay the bill. Like so it's a no for me. And also it's like, I mean, not to go in on these people because I don't know them. They seem like nice people. But y'all have a podcast. You know what I'm saying? Like, but at the same time, right? They get to say, I'm a high value man and I want this, this, and this. And I need a woman who's going to elevate me and she needs to be able to take care of home and make me look good. They get to say that. I also get to say, no, I disagree, right? But they get to say that. And there are tons of people. I looked at the comments under that video and there were lots of women saying, yeah, you are a high value man. And yeah, like you're speaking facts. And this is what women don't understand. I saw, one of the top comments under that video was women have to understand that you can't want to work and have a family. Your focus needs to be on the family. He's just speaking facts. And so those men will always have access to an innumerable number of women who are going to affirm them, who are going to say, yeah, I agree with you and choose me and all that. And you know what? Y'all love each other, pick each other. That doesn't have anything to do with me. Okay. Right? Like it's so okay. And so when we understand that fussing at these men about their nonsense is not going to change their mind, you can really remove yourself from this discussion, remove yourself from this dynamic, and recognize that's none of my business because they don't prefer me and I don't prefer them, right? It's like, what it all comes down to is like, do you prefer your preference? I, at 32 years old, have alleviated a lot of anxiety out of my life, right? And can have good sexual experiences and can have good romantic relationship experience now, even though I did have some fucked up experiences last year, because I recognize like, you just have to find the people who want you and go there. And the woman who DM'd me said, he sounds like he wants a woman with a Harvard degree to be a housewife. And it's like, yeah. And you know what? I know a lot of Harvard educated and Stanford educated and Ivy educated men, and they want the exact same thing. They want that. And I also have encountered lots of Ivy educated, quote unquote, elite institution educated women who want to be that. Great. Match made in heaven. You found each other. Okay. Right. But the thing is, right, women who are looking at that and are like, oh, how could he say that? It's like you are tying yourself in knots and you have that anxiety because you want these men who don't prefer you to want you. And you either have to make the decision, you're going to either decide to be what they want, or you're going to have to decide to opt out, go somewhere else. So Kimberly at 32 has opted out. And by the way, from my vantage point, at almost 32 years old, my birthday's in 2 months, on January 25th, 2021. And because I'm so well cared for at this juncture in all aspects of my life, I understand, like, I get it. And like, we're anxious about this stuff and we get mad at this stuff because the game of cis hetero partnership is set up for women to lose. And it's set up for anybody who is not a pick me to fail and feel like we are not enough and we need to do more and be more and whatever. But at some point, you just have to snap out of it. You know what I'm saying? Those men, the men with the podcasts are not the only men available. And they're not even, to my mind, the ideal. you know, like, but I will also say that I feel this way because I don't care about getting married and I don't care about having children, and finding a partner who has a certain kind of education. You know, I do like a credential, but by education, I mean, have you read the books? Have you done the reading? Right? Do you understand patriarchy? Do you understand white supremacy? Do you understand imperialism? Like, that stuff matters to me if you're gonna be up here trying to get up in my guts. And so, you know, I don't want to make you feel bad. Like, if that stuff makes you feel bad or if that stuff makes you angry, I'm just saying that it doesn't upset me. I look at those men like, okay, but it doesn't make me mad. And something else I will say, and maybe this is shaking the table a little bit, but I will say that, you know, we have these conversations about, you know, this is what men want domestic women. And in the long form version of the podcast, he was like, women don't even cook anymore. And women don't do this, and women and God and all of that stuff. And you have to make me look good and all of that. And I'm like, okay. But something that I will say is we are supposed to, as women who are unmarried, and if you're not married, you're single, right? That we're supposed to look at those men and be like, oh my God, like, they're not going to choose me and I'm going to be alone forever and whatever. And I will say that I don't have that fear. And I don't have that fear. And I feel like I want to say this sometimes because, like, women sometimes DM me about, like, I don't know, dating or whatever. And I will say my dating pool at 32, almost 32, March 13th is my birthday, is better than it was at 25. So, you know, those, the hateful, the black incels, you know, they're always talking about the wall, right? Like the period where women lose their attractiveness and nobody wants them anymore. And that's when your whole life crumbles if you're a woman because men don't think you're cute anymore. I have much better dating experiences today at 32 than I did when I was 22 or 25. The dating pool is much better. So if that is what you're worried about, I can say, okay, one, I'm much more confident. I have much more power to be a chooser, to be a picker. I'm much more comfortable. I love my body more than I did when I was 22 or 25. So that means that the sexual experiences are better. I know now more than I did when I was 22 and 25 when to get up and go. So I'm just entertaining less fuckery. I know what I want the next 10 and 20 years of my life to be. But also, if we're just going to talk about the men, okay, you don't have to go with those men. There's other kinds of men. And the men in their 30s and 40s have jobs, have careers. Maybe they've been divorced. Awesome. Love it. I'm second wife material. So appeals to me. You've had a kid, so you're not going to be bothering me about trying to have kids, right? You're stable. You know where you want to go. You've made your relationship mistakes. For me, it's much better. Much better. Okay. They've had their vasectomies, so we don't have to worry about that. Chef's kiss. Amazing. Greatness. So anyways, I just wanted to get that out of the way because I just feel like there's so much anxiety that we have to have about this. And it does not have to be that way. So that's all I have about that. Oh, there's almost 3,000 people on here. So also I have some other like little, you know, random tidbits. Do we want to watch, I know that this is like not Black stuff, but JoJo Siwa came out and I thought that that was really interesting. Let's watch JoJo Siwa's coming out video because I actually have not watched it.
Never, ever been this happy before. And it feels really awesome. And I've been happy for a little bit now. And it's just so so awesome. And I just, y'all can just tell how happy I am. Like, you guys know, you guys probably haven't seen me this happy since I was on tour. Somebody said, what label are you? You know, I have thought about this, and the reason why I'm not ready to say this answer is because I don't really know this answer. I think humans are awesome. I think humans are really incredible people. I, right now, am super duper happy, and I wanna share everything with the world. I really do, but I also want to keep things in my life private until they're ready to be public. But right now, what matters is that you guys know that no matter who you love, that it's okay and that it's awesome and that the world is there for you. There's so many people that are there for you. And I know that, everyone's situation is different, and it might be harder for some people and it might be easier for some people to come out or to be themselves. But I think coming out has this stigma around it that it's a really, really, really scary thing, but it's not anymore. There's so many accepting and loving people out there that it's okay. Of course, people are gonna say it's not normal, but it's your normal. Nothing is normal. Literally not one thing about anybody is normal. And
okay, we're gonna stop because she's rambling. But I just thought that was really something because, first of all, I have nieces. If you know children, they love JoJo Siwa. Like, she is huge. And I just think about how much times have changed. Like, when I was a kid, not to put I'm not trying to make my mom look bad, but when I was a kid, I couldn't watch Ellen. When I was a kid, I couldn't watch anything that had gay people on it, because there was still so much stigma. I'm in my 30s, so this was 25 years ago. There was so much stigma around being gay. And I just really appreciate the fact that, like, this is a girl who is at the height of her powers, who has the agency over her life to say, this is what my sexuality is. But also, if you even think about, like, the trajectory of, like, other teeny bopper, like, kitty stars, like, they didn't have that. Like, I even remember, when, like, Britney was 16, 17, and she was, like, the biggest pop star in the world, and she had to pretend to be a virgin. Like, she had to pretend like she didn't have a sexuality, right? She was like, oh, like, I like boys, but, like, we're not having sex, like, right? And I just appreciate that kids these days, young people, don't have to live inside of those boxes, hopefully. Now, of course, I think something even more transgressive would be if we offer that same space to, a little Black, little queer kid. But, racism is still a thing. And, we see it with the way that people consistently come at, Zaya Wade. Zaya Wade is trans, right? Like a little trans girl. But it's like, I think it is our responsibility as adults to, like, really be proactive about fostering safe space and safe communities for children and, like, queer kids and, like, trans kids. And, like, I just really appreciated that. I did. Yeah, Brandy, what's that gonna do? Lil Nas X's sexuality. Oh, you know who I want to talk about? Let's talk about my last thing. This is gonna be a Chloe Bailey stan account. Everybody knows that I stan Chloe Bailey. Okay. We're gonna watch her Busted challenge. This is my shit. You guys, I am obsessed with Chloe Bailey. Let me just say this. Actually, you know what? I haven't been on YouTube since this. So, like, 3 weeks ago or whatever, I tweeted, there was a video that went out and Chloe and Halle were doing, like, a little concert, right? And I tweeted, oh my God, like, it's so clear that Chloe is holding back. Like, I cannot wait for her to, like, just cut loose. And people fucking tried to drag me back for saying, oh my gosh, she's holding back. Like, I cannot wait for her to cut loose. Saying that I was saying that she needs to leave the group. I was saying that this is obviously this is a 21-year-old woman who was on the precipice of womanhood, who really wants to show us really badly that I'm a grown-ass woman. Like, I'm not a girl, not yet a woman, right? And that there are all of these boxes that we expect women performers to stay in, right? And it does seem like Chloe and Halle are trying to really carefully navigate those boxes and navigate the respectability, but also navigate being really cutting edge, like womanly sexual artists, but also, you know, want to be palatable to all kinds of people. And like that kind of navigation is really difficult. And you can see those calculations happening in all of their performances. And I can see in Chloe, like that aggression. Like, I love an aggressive performer. I love like a womanish performer. And you can see that in there. And I cannot wait for her to be able to take up all of the space so that she can do exactly what she wants to do. Right? So that she doesn't have to like do that like tight rope walking thing that we expect young women, especially young Black women, to do. That's what I was saying. And so when people try to drag me for that, I was like, get the fuck out of here. But we see in the persona on her personal Instagram account, you know, the Bust It Challenge, the, you know, sexy pictures and all of that. Like, we see where this is going. And I like it. I like it, right? Because I just think it is such a fun evolution for where we are culturally and socially that it doesn't have to be Brandy. Like, I remember, y'all know I'm a Brandy stan, right? Brandy stan. And I love Brandy, who was like a genius, right? Literal genius. But Brandy has talked about how as she was navigating superstardom in late teens, early 20s, it was so hard because she was trying to be perfect and she didn't want, and then she got pregnant. And then she had to pretend to be married because she got pregnant. And her mom said, they're going to think you a Jezebel because you out here pregnant, right? The fact that we are now culturally at a place where people who are as brilliant as a Chloe Bailey and a Halle, but Halle has a different personality, where those women can say, oh, I'm an exceptionally talented musician, okay? Oh, also, you know what I wanted to play? I wanted to play her. Oh, somebody says, love that shirt, Kim. Thank you. This is new for Harriet merch. Shopforharriet.com. Sorry. Okay. So obviously Chloe and Halle are different, right? As all sisters are different, right? They have different personalities, different inspirations or whatever. I just am particularly drawn. I like them both, but like I like an aggressive performer. And like that, like Eye of the Tiger, like that shit excites me. And that's why I'm a Chloe Bailey stan. Okay, so I wanted to show her doing like a little, this is her like composing a song. Obsessed, literally obsessed, a literal genius. The other reason why I was obsessed with Ungodly Hour, first of all, Ungodly Hour did not get what it deserved. Honestly, maybe not album of the year for me of 2020, but like top three top 3 albums of the year. They wrote all those songs, produced all those songs. Like, honestly, Chloe and Halle are literal geniuses, like literal geniuses. These are a 20-year-old and a 21-year-old literal geniuses. But I appreciated that so much. I just love them. That's all the standing that I'm going to be doing. Barbie says, there's nothing groundbreaking about being sexual, though. Black women are expected to do that. Yeah. So I think that it's about the it's about the kind of performances, right? Because it's like there are different kinds of performances of sexuality. I think that there is like a really narrow kind of performance of sexuality that Black women get boxed into, where they don't have any creative control. They're not able to jump in and jump out of it. What I appreciate about Chloe and Halle is that, for me, they are multifaceted kinds of people. We get to see their multidimensionality. We get to see the musicianship. We get to see Chloe sitting and producing a song. We get to see them being their sweet selves in the NPR, right? Where they're just singing like little perfect baby angels, but they also get to be sexual, right? I don't have a problem with Black women being sexual and embracing their bodies, right? And like doing that. I have a problem when Black women are trapped in boxes. And so what I get from Chloe and Halle are 2 young Black women who say, we're all of these things. We're all of these things. We are serious musicians. We are amazing singers. We are sexy. We are cute. We are like, we're actors, and we're going to be all of these things at the same time. When I talk about, when I talked about in the sexual liberation video about Cardi and Megan, right? It's like we have to compartmentalize. Black women are expected to compartmentalize, right? You can either be touch the dingly thing in the back of my throat, right? You can either be Megan's knees, or you can be picture perfect and go to the White House and wear the ball gowns. But like, who is that? Like, we want to be able to merge all of the parts of ourselves. And when I see people, not me standing, but I'm president of the Chloe and Halle over 30 fan club. So when we see women like that, girls like that, being able to do so much, right? And like be fully embodied, that makes me excited. That is a different thing for me. All right. So that is all I have. I could share the link for if y'all want to join the stream. I'm afraid to do it because I'm like, are y'all gonna act crazy? All right. No, we're not gonna do that. How long? I've been doing this for an hour. It is time to go. It's time to go. I don't know. Am I going to keep this up? I don't know how long I'm going to keep this up. There's 2,700 people on here watching me talk about this foolishness. Okay. That's it, you guys. I'm glad I got this out of the way. I'm so glad to be back. Shout out to those flowers. So cute. Appreciate them so much. That's it. Oh, shoot. I have things to, okay. Buy this. This is new merch for Harriet merch. Shopforharriet.com. Sign up for the Patreon. Again, today I'm going to record part 2 of my coup podcast where I talk about the coup. On Wednesday, we are now, if you're a patron or a member, we are doing a series of patron/members only events where we bring in Black women to talk about different kinds of issues related to Black womanhood. So the last event we had was with Dr. Ebony, who is from the Food is Bae podcast, and she created my therapy cards. And we sat down with Dr. Ebony to talk about being a perfectionist and being a workaholic and how we can let go of that. The event before that was a community screening of Sylvie's Love. The next event is going to be on Wednesday. It's going to be a conversation with Candice Benbow, a theologian who I really respect and admire. It's going to be about working through our church girl trauma. I grew up in church and I have all kinds of traumas. So we're going to have a conversation with Candice about that. If you want to come to that, sign up to be a patron or a member. It's free. If you want to pay, It's $4 a ticket. If you don't want to be a patron or a member, churchgirltrauma.eventbrite.com. I'll actually just put a link down below. Shout out to the members and the patrons. Get some merch, sign up for the email newsletter. I appreciate you. Send me DMs because I incorporated some DMs on here, on Twitter, on Instagram. You know what I wanted to talk about? Maybe I'll do this for the next live stream. Somebody sent me, it's called Twerk on Washington. I have some thoughts about that. That's it. I will talk to you guys next time.